I feel bad for people that are like 10 or whatever now, young kids these days growing up, because it's like you've now grown up in a time where all the dodgy people have been like, I mean, there's probably more dodgy people, but like all of these like famous dodgy people have been exposed, and you didn't have that innocence at the time, and you know, to watch or listen or interact with them before we all knew. You know what I mean? Because like I grew up watching like Kevin Spacey films, loving them. Some of Kevin Spacey films, like The Usual Suspects, um, what's the other one? Seven, are like two of my like favorite films, and I feel bad because like kids now, they will be like, "Oh, Kevin Spacey's a pure creep. Like I can't watch his films," and it's like, yeah, that sucks, and I don't blame you for that, but that's rubbish because like, you know, these are some of the greatest films ever, and you can't watch them anymore, and I just feel really bad for these kids. I mean, I even tried to watch LA Confidential a couple years ago after the Kevin Spacey thing came out, and I was like, I just can't sit through them. I'm like watching them, I'm like, oh man, you're making it weird. You're making me feel weird. Like it seems like it's a good film, but like now I feel weird about it. And same with like music and that. Like obviously everyone pretty much on the planet grew up listening to Michael Jackson to an extent, and you know, I used to love some of Michael Jackson's tunes. And then it was like, oh, I don't know, now he's like a pure pedo or whatever. I don't want to listen to his music anymore. And I've heard, you know, some people will be like, oh, he's not actually, it's all, he's framed or it's this or it's that. And like, oh yeah, I don't know, fair enough. I don't know for a fact what's going on. But that, the fact that he might be like that, just makes me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, picturing like him being weird and that, I'm like, I can't really enjoy his music as much as I used to. Um, I even saw something on YouTube, and it was like a thumbnail, and it was something about Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers being like, and it was like, oh, he's like, oh, he's done something dodgy with women or whatever it was. I don't know. It didn't seem very good, and I was like, oh, I really don't want to watch this video because I don't want to know, because Red Hot Chili Peppers are one of my favorite bands of all time, and I love them, and if I watch that, I'm gonna be like, oh no, no, I can't really enjoy it because he's a pure creep, and like I'm just being like, okay, I'll just won't watch that one, and then if it becomes that bad, like if it truly is that bad, it'll probably come out and I won't be able to avoid it. But let's just put it off until that happens, and I can still enjoy listening Under the Bridge.